Hello, welcome back. A couple of days ago I was going to get a video out on doing that wall. We got it fixed, but had some problems with the camera, so no video. Didn't do much yesterday. You know, there's some people who have a problem not doing anything. Always got to be going, got to be doing stuff, messing around somehow. I used to be like that. Always have to have something going on, have to be up and going and do it. Had a hard time doing nothing. But with a little practice, it gets better. So come along, we'll take a look at this back wall and I'll show you what was done. We have a problem here with this board, this beam under here. It was sticking out and we couldn't put drywall up against this because we had a little 1.5 inch bump out there. And we had to go around it or do something to fill it in. So what I wound up doing was building another wall kind of in front of the existing wall. Put a 2x4 across that beam running parallel to it and moved it in and out. So we got this parallel to the ceiling joists and put 2x4s in front of the existing wall studs to give it a little filler room. Up here on top we have a little nailer up here, and you can see down all the way down here we got a little nailer going across, and that's holding up this piece of 2x4 that's running horizontally. This provides a nailing surface that is parallel with the ceiling joists, and to get that I put a 4-foot level across two of the joists and then push this up to get a surface that is parallel to the rest of the ceiling, and that we can nail our drywall onto to get for the ceiling, and then nail it onto coming down for the wall. Now remember, this wall is not structural, so it's just a nailer to hold up the drywall, and this should be good enough. If we look on this end, you can see where this nailer, this piece of 2x4, is on top of the plate here. That makes it this end level with the ceiling. Same on the other side. It comes up above the top plate here, which is what the ceiling joist rests on. So it's has to be level at both ends, and then in the middle, 2x4 across the two ceiling joists to level up that bottom surface, makes it level throughout. Okay, welcome back. Got the shop set up so cut this insulation. What we got is a bunch of pieces up here that run up along that knee wall. They're all about the same size. We'll cut them up, set them up, and then we'll staple them up. And then we have a bunch of pieces along the back that we may have to cut and fit and patch and jigsaw in there. We'll see. But the first one's going to be along this size. Always measure. Always measure. And then when you measure, cut about 1/2 inch long. When you're cutting insulation like this, it's best if you use a straight edge and sharp knife blade and the paper side down. It gives us something to push against, and it gives you a good clean cut. All right, got everything cut. Now it's just a matter of getting up on this scaffolding here and stapling it. Those of you who've been following me on the channel and listened to the intro know that I had an accident a while back falling off a ladder. So heights, I'm still a little hesitant about. This few feet I'm up here, you wouldn't think would be an issue, but it does kind of make me nervous. Here's where I'm still a little nervous about getting up and down. With practice, I'll get over it. That's one thing about getting hurt or injured, doing something. You know, that old saying, if you get thrown off the horse, get up, get back on. Well, that's kind of good advice. You will do so with trepidation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you gotta learn in life who's in control. You or something else. And if you let your fear of something control you, then you're not in control. That's a lot like an addiction in ways. I know. Yeah, I'm going to get all kinds of comments on that. But I know for sure that I don't want some chemical controlling my life. So I don't give it the chance. Yes, I drink alcohol, and I have limits. And I drink 1 an hour, whether it be a mixed drink, glass of wine, or a bottle of beer. 1 an hour, that's it. Got a stopwatch, time it. I found that gets me feeling a little relaxed, but not too relaxed. So, and then I stop drinking an hour and a half before I start, if I'm out, before I start to drive home. So that helps take care of a few things. As for the other chemicals in creation, I'm not messing with them because they offer absolutely nothing. That looks about the right size. Some people say chemicals make you feel good, feel great, take care of life. Oh man, ain't nothing better than how you feel when you take one of these or do a little of that. Well, you can control how you feel. Believe it or not, I was a drama major in college, and a couple of movies, no big deal. No credits, that's extras. But we learned how to make ourselves feel a certain way, and you got to when you're acting to make sure that it comes out real all the time. And if you can make yourself feel a certain way, what do you need a chemical for? You know, just doesn't make sense. That risk just doesn't make sense. And so I stay away from it. There's certain things I also get addicted to. Get this out of the way. at one time. I had a bad habit with video games. There was a time when I'd get off of work, I'd hurry home, get on the internet, and start playing one of those role-playing games. Next thing I know, it'd be 2 in the morning. Hadn't eaten supper, hadn't done anything around the house. Had to get to bed, get up, 6, 7 o'clock for work next morning. I did that for several months, and I got the feeling this thing's taking over my life. It's controlling what I do and when I do it. And I don't like that. I don't like something else controlling my life. So I stopped playing video games completely. Stay away from them. I noticed I tried it a couple of times. Had a relapse, I guess. Somebody talked me into it. Won't mention who. I'd give it a try. And I feel that obsession coming on, that control, external control of what I wanted to do. And shut it down right then. So, if you know something's bad for you, don't do it. And if everybody tells you it's bad for you, you might want to think about it. And even if your best friend says, oh, you'll feel better, just do this. No. Your best friend may know something, but I can tell you right now, the rest of the world knows more than your best friend does. So, listen to everybody, not just 1 or 2 people. Well, I got this side up. I'm going to reset, rearrange some things so I can work on that other side, and we'll be back in just a second. All right, welcome back. Got some things rearranged so we can work on this wall. This wall is going to be weird. It is not going to be typical. What else is? You notice that it goes up, so these pieces are going to be longer than those pieces. We have a few here that are about the same size and width, and that's why we're going 16 inches on center, but 16 inches on center was for a 2x4 with a 2-inch face this way. This is a 4-inch face this way, so we're going to lose a couple inches there, which means it's going to be tight in here. Not a problem. Up here you'll notice there aren't any vertical supports, and when we get those pieces up there, they're going to spread out a little bit. There will still be a hole in here and a hole in here. Well, we'll plug it when we get there. So we're going to start cutting. You'll notice a couple of different colors of insulation. Been using a pink stuff for some of it. We'll be going to this camo brown, camouflage brown. I don't know what it's called. It's some kind of brown kind of stuff. Looks like it make good camouflage if you ask me, but we're gonna be switching to that because that's what I have. We're also doing a house out in Iowa, and this was part of the bunch of stuff I bought for that house, and we're just about at the point where we don't need it there. Just about wrapped up on doing that part of it, and so I brought a couple down here. If we happen to run out there, well, I'll go get some more. It's no big deal, but there's no use buying more here when I've already got some. So let's get to cutting. I'm going to cut this thin piece last. or maybe first. Let me see what this runs out to be. I'm going to cut it last. This one here is about 84 inches. This piece of leftover stuff. It's too short to go in here, but I got a feeling I was wrong about that too. That's too short to go in this base, so we're going to have to start off with the brown stuff. We'll use this for patching, filling in, and what little bit else we need. We need 99 inches on that first piece, and this table here is a lot shorter than 99 inches. So we'll have to fold it up and make a couple of measurements on it. I'm using a magic marker. I'm using a magic marker. It marks that fiberglass pretty good. Of course, it's a brown magic marker on brown insulation, so not easy to see much. Anyway, that was 80 inches. And we need another 19. To be down to here. Be better to go this way, wouldn't it? Take our 19 inches and put it on the mark. We know we're good there. Push down on it and cut it. Now again, I'm going to cut these first and then go back and put them up. It seems like it works a little better that way. Down here, we got exactly 16 inches between centers there, between wood there, and these are 15 inches wide, so it's going to be short down there. And up here it's about 18.5 inches. So we're going to need to cut a piece that'll go up here and then cut another little splice, little thin one over here to fill in on this side. Okay, that takes care of that one. Now, I do happen to have some scrap. I was kind of hoping to save it for this one. See if it fits in there pretty good. And I think it will. Let me go ahead and get that put up, get that stapled up, and then we'll come back and cut a piece for it. But we'll start at the end and work our way to the other end. Well, I had to take a little break. My wife called, and as anyone who's been married for any length of time knows, when the wife calls, you stop what you're doing and you answer the phone. So I took a break. We're back now. Alright, all the main ones are up. We got a little patching to do. We may be able to use what we have around here on the floor, scrap, to do what we need to. We got a couple of little pieces here, a couple inches wide there and a little bit wide there, and looks like that'll fit, and that'll fit there. So need one about that long. And we'll just cut it. And just fit it in. Just like that. Now, insulation doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to fill the space. It needs to prevent air from coming through. And it doesn't have to be nice and smooth and flat and pretty, like some people think pretty looks, for it to be effective. Now, it doesn't hurt to be pretty, but nobody's going to see that. It's going to stop the air from coming through. It's going to stop the cold from coming through. It'll be effective, and that's good enough. Now we get to the problem side. This piece here, we got to fill in. And we need to do it something like that. Now, I have stapled one side of this patch, and the other I have tucked under this other panel. I'm not going to leave it like that. I will be putting some tape over it to help seal this crack. I don't have tape with me right now. I got to go get some, but it will get done that way. We still have some room at the bottom there we need to fill in. And let me dig through the scrap pile and see if I can find something that might work. As it happens, I found a piece. Stick it in there. So again, like this top piece, bottom piece is stapled to the stud, goes in behind the panel that's already there, the large panel. And tomorrow I'll go to the store and grab some tape, and we'll tape this up along with the joints between the two pieces, the patches, and that'll do the job. That's good enough for tonight. We'll see you later. If you would, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers before March. Well, end of March. So if you would help us out there, it'd be appreciated. Hit that notification bell, ring that bell if you want to be notified about what is coming up, when it's coming up. And if you like what you hear, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and kick that thumbs up. We'll see you later.